in this lecture, we will see string operations, basic string operations, how to process them, and so on. Well, why is it important? Because it's a very powerful way to represent data, even though your data is not actually a string. In many cases, you can represent it as a string and process it. So that is important for us to be able to process them. And many programming languages provides already functions that you don't need to implement, you just need to use it for the strings. So in this lecture, we will see also these cases. And let's start. And again, as I said, this will be like a review of chapter 7, because many things that we do with the strings are what we do with the lists. Because you can think strings as a list of characters. First, how can we access a specific character in a string? Let me ask you, how can we access a specific item in a how can we access a specific item in a list? How can we iterate over a list? Do you remember how do we iterate over a list? How can we process item by item in a list? Using a for loop. Exactly same with the strings. By using a for loop, as in this example, we can iterate character by character in a string. So let's say that we have this name Juliet, and then we want to process each of them one by one. Again, in a for loop, we can say that for ch, which is our variable name, and then in name, which is our string. Then, which means that at each iteration, this ch variable will keep one of the letters in this string. So if I just copy paste this one and let me run it, so I will just copy paste this code and then go to our Python screen, and I'll copy paste it here. I need to fix this issues because of copy pasting. And then when I run this code, basically at each iteration it will give me one letter from that string, and then we will just print all of them one by one, as you see here. And well, we can also use it in many cases. Like, how can we use it? Well, let's say that we want to count the number of a specific letter. As in this example, we'll ask user, okay, how many, like, we will ask user to provide us a sentence here, and then we will count how many T's there are. So how can we do it? Well, again, using a for loop, we will iterate over the letters, and then we will check if that letter is T, uppercase T, or lowercase t. And whenever it is, it will give us, we will increment this value by 1, and then we will print the result when we are done by the for loop. So let me also run this code here. I had already prepared that one. I just need to change this. There's a little update. And let's check this code again. So we start from 0, how many times that thing appears. So we need a variable to count that. Then we ask user to provide us a sentence. And then using a for loop, we check whether it is T or uppercase T or lowercase t. If it is the case, we update the count, and then we print the result. So let's run this code. So it says enter a sentence. I'll say I want to count T letters. Okay. Then it says the letters appear 6 times. Let's count it. So 1 here, 2 here, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So basically it is counting how many T's we are. So this is one way to process strings. Do you have any questions so far? Let me then proceed with the second slide. How can we access an individual letter in a string? Let me ask you this question. How can we access a particular item in a list or in a tuple? Using an index number with the square brackets. This is exactly the same with what we do with the strings. Again, let's say that we have this string. Let me also zoom in that part. My string is, because the rows are red, and then I want to access the item with the index 6. Again, in the list, what is the index of the first item? 0. Again, similar to this, we start counting from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6, so it should be A. So again, exactly same with what we do with the list. The items are, each letter has an index, and we started counting from 0. And again, we can access an item by using these square brackets to access a specific letter, specific character in a string. Shall I proceed? Any questions so far? And well, again, if you try to reach an item with an invalid index, like in this example we have 12, the last index is 12, and we want to reach the character with the index 13, then well, we'll get an index error exception. And if you want to know how many letters in a string, we will use this len function, similar to what we do with the list. How many numbers we can find in a list by using this len function. The same function can be also used for the strings to find how many letters in that. So it's still, again, very similar to what we do with the list. Again, in a list, when we have a plus operator, what does it mean? If I say a list 1 plus list 2, what does it do? Concatenate. Same for the string operator. So if we have a message, let me copy paste this part and go to my Python. So if I have these two strings, hello and the world, and if I use this plus operator, then well, basically it will concatenate these messages so that I will get another string that contains these two strings. Again, same with list operations. And strings are immutable. What it means is we cannot change its content. Now, considering that, are strings close to list or tuples? Tuples, because in the tuples we cannot change their content. In a list we can. So from that perspective, strings are more they are more similar to tuples because we cannot change their content. However, well, how is this possible? Let's run it on. Let me check this code again. So we said that, okay, message is hello world. But then I'll say, okay, no, now message will be just welcome, okay? And then when I do it, it works. It doesn't give me any error. So now this looks like contradictory because I said, okay, no, you cannot change it. But no, I did change it. So how is this possible? Well, the thing is, what is happening in the memory is quite different than what we see here. Let's look at this example, for instance. Let me also zoom in. Let's say that we have this Carmen string. Name is equal to Carmen. Then when we say that, okay, this name will be now name plus Brown, so Carmen Brown, what is happening in the memory is it's not changing this value of Carmen. In the memory, it is creating another string, a new string with this value Carmen Brown, and then this name gives reference to that new value. So still, it is correct. We are not changing the data in the memory because it is immutable. But instead of that, what Python is doing is it is creating one more string, and then it is doing this change operation. So technically it is immutable, but what we observe is not. But why is that important? Well, let's say that you are doing so many assignments to a list, to a string. Like you said, okay, now it is A, now it should be B, now it should be C. If you keep doing this so many times, what will happen is that your memory will fill. Because in your memory, you will have many strings that you just keep creating it, and then you keep creating it. That might be one result of this. And also, we can also observe that the strings are immutable by using this accessing one specific character option. What do I mean by that? Like, I can assign any value to message string, but if I say, okay, this message 3, the character with the third index, in the third index, it should be let me say, okay, it should be A, okay? When I am trying to do it, I will get an error. Because now it's not creating an if string, and strings are immutable, which means that their contents cannot be changed. And I'm trying to change it here. Say that, okay, the item with the index 3 should be A. It's not possible. It gives me an error. So that's what this is also shows that strings are immutable. We cannot change their content. Shall I proceed? And this string slicing, it is also exactly same with what we do in lists and tuples. In lists. So what is, let's look at this example for instance. I'll actually make a copy paste of this code and go to my Python again. Copy paste it here. Yeah. So we have this full name, Patterlin Smith. Okay. Then we said, okay, full name between square brackets. If I say 6:10, it means that from index 6 go to the index 10 and take that slice. But index 10 will not be included. This is exactly the same what we do with the lists. So index 6, what is it? Let's count. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 is L, capital L. So we'll start from L, then 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we won't go to the 10. So basically we are getting this middle name from that string by using this option. And then in a list, if you don't put any value in the first part, it means that we will start from the beginning. So if we just say column 5, it means that start from the beginning, go to the index 5, but 5 is not included. So again, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be basically Patty. And for the last name, if you don't put anything for the right side, it means that go to the end. Start from 11 and go to the end. Again, or we can use this option 0, start from 0 to len full name, which means that the number of letters in this full string. So start from beginning to the end. This is exactly the same as what we do with this with the list. How can we list a slice? Similar to is same with how we slice a string. Any questions so far here? We are actually reviewing chapter 7, the quiz topics here, when we are running this, when we are seeing this topic. And there was one more example. Let me also show that. Let me copy paste it first. If we have all these letters, we can also use this third option, which means that the increment. So if we say 0, 26, 2, it means that take the first side, take the index starting from 0, go to the 26. 26 is not included, but every time increase the index by 2. So take the index 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, up to 26. So when we run this code, here it is. So this is, since we have 26 letters, so it's actually basically from beginning to the end. I could also say it in this way, like if I don't mention starting and the end point, it means that from start to the end. That's why our outputs are exactly the same here. And also we can give these negative numbers. Again, how can we access the last item in an index? Now, -1 gives me the last item in an index. Similarly, when we have this, let me copy paste this. If I have these letters and then the letters -1 will give me the last character in that string. So -2 will give me in this example will give me Y and so on. So exactly same with what we do with the list. So from that point we can also put a negative value in our string, so that we will go in the reverse order. So, and then we can go reverse order, and at each time we will decrease the index by 2. Like, as a very short question, how can I write a letter in reverse order, a string in a reverse order? Well, it is colon colon -1 will just reverse the text. So it's Python is very handy in these kind of operations. By just writing a very little amount of code, you can do many things actually with this kind of data. Any questions so far? Then let me proceed. I will come to this example later on. There's something that we have to see. Then I will come here there again. And again, in a list, how can I check whether an item is in that list or not? In operator. This is exactly the same with what we do with the strings. Like, if I have a string 2, then how can I know that string 1 is in that string 2 or not? By using this in operator, I can do it. Let me run this code, for instance. Let's say that we have this text, and then I want to know, okay, is that text, is there any end? Is it in this text? So I can say and then use that in operator, and then give the string that I would do the search. It will give me true or false. So and is in that, but if I write some more text, like that, this is not in that text. So I can use this in operator, like we do with the list, to check whether an item is in a list or not. Shall I proceed? By using not in operator, yeah, I forgot to say it, we can just do the reverse option. Is it not in that list? Is it not in the string? So we can also do this reverse logical operation. Now, different than the list, string class has also Python provides some functions for us to do some string operations. For instance, it has all these functions that checks our string. Like, if we say is enum, basically it checks whether all the characters in that string is letter or a number. Or is alpha means all the characters in that string, is it a letter or not? Is digit, are they all of them number or not? Is lowercase, are they all letters, are they lowercase letters or not? Is space means, is all the characters, is the space or not? Space or tabs or the new lines? Or is upper means all the letters are uppercase or not? So we can check some of the qualities of the features of our text. Now I'll go back to this example. Now we have seen all the parts. And how can we use these functions? Well, let me open I had prepared that code before. Like, when you sign up for a system, they ask you to create a password. But then you cannot usually give any password that you can use. They have some restrictions. They say, okay, its length should be 8. It should contain uppercase and lowercase letters. It should contain some numbers and some not alphabetic numerical characters, but some like an exclamation mark or so. You have to put those cases. Then your password will be valid. Let's try to implement this kind of a function. So it will basically take a text, which we keep it in password, and then it will check, okay, is this text, is it a valid password or not? Okay. So how can we implement it? Well, we will first check, okay, what is our criteria? Let's say that, okay, we want to have a length criteria. It should be at least 7. Then we check it should have at least one uppercase letter, one lowercase letter, and one digit. Okay, so assuming that we have these 4 criteria, then what can we do is, well, we'll first begin. We'll check how many letters are there by using this len function. If it is greater than or 7, equal to 7, then okay, one criteria is checked. It is, so I set it to correct length to true. So okay, this criteria is satisfied. Then I'm moving to the other restrictions. So in a for loop, I go over all the characters in that password. And then for all of them, then I check, okay, is it an upper letter or not? Is it uppercase or not? If it is, okay, one of my criteria is also checked. Now it's also satisfied. I also check, okay, is it lowercase or not? If it is, okay, my other criteria is also satisfied. And is it a digit? If it is, then again, this criteria is also satisfied. So I do this operation for all characters in my password. Once I am done, now I need to check. To be valid, all of them should be satisfied. So because of that, I need to use an logical AND operator, so that I check, okay, if the correct length is true, if and has uppercase and has lowercase and also has digit, are all of them are correct, then I'll say, okay, this is it's a valid one. Otherwise it is not, then I'll return my answer.